I remember when I was going into my second year of university, I felt like I was finally getting the hang of my essays and reports. I had finally learned how to research my essays, create essay plans, and keep myself on track. But I still wasn't getting the hang of getting the high marks I wanted, and I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong. So I figured out, looking back at the feedback I'd received in my first year essays, but I couldn't seem to make sense of it all. They were saying things like I was being too descriptive, I haven't evaluated the theories, I haven't looked at the bigger picture. So I decided to speak to my program leader, who suggested I schedule an appointment with a student learning advisor to work through my feedback. So I made an appointment and the student learning advisor looked at my comments from my tutors and explained that the majority of them related to the lack of critical analysis or critical thinking in my work. I thought this advice was great, but I still genuinely had no idea what that meant. So the student learning advisor explained that being critical isn't a negative process, it's an evaluative one. So when you're presented with a variety of perspectives, thinking critically helps you identify which argument is logical and justified. So I used an example of everyday life. When I'm buying a mobile phone, for example, and I never just take what the salesperson says to me about a particular model. I evaluate the monthly tariffs so it fits in with my budget. I decide the phone features I want. For example, do I want the apps? Do I want the internet? I also identify how many minutes I want text and the data that's available with each package. I then determine which phone is easy to use by playing with them in the shop. And based on all these decisions, I make a logical and just argument as to which phone is best for me. This is exactly the same with university when applying critical thinking to materials that you read and to your own writing. I realize that when I'm reading, for example, a journal article, I can't just take the information at face value. I need to analyze the information by asking questions like how, why, or what if. And then I need to evaluate it by asking, so what? What's next? And the answer to these questions is what's been missing from my work when lecturers tell me I'm too descriptive, that I lack evaluation, or that I haven't considered the bigger picture, because all I've done is just put down the information. The student learning advisor I spoke to also directed me to getting critical courses on the Academic Skills Moodle, which is a lot of useful information to help students understand how they can be more critical in their work. I can now make sure that I get my high marks that I deserve by effectively applying critical thinking to all my reading and writing at university. For more information about the student support available at Edinburgh Napier University, visit the Academic Skills on the student portal.